Can't wait for that one. Notre Dame, fresh off a trip to the national championship game, they head down to South Beach to take on supposedly a much improved defense for Miami. They had no question marks on offense last year, although they will have a new quarterback this year, as you just saw. Carson Beck taking the money and running down to Miami. Let's start with Carson Beck, Maddie. I want to ask you, because this time last year, we were talking about him being potentially the #1 overall pick. He was in the Heisman conversation. And then things kind of didn't really go his way, especially in the middle part of that season where he stumbled a little bit. And then, of course, the injury at the end of the season, the SEC championship game. So what do you expect to see from him now in this offense down in Miami?
I'm really excited. I think this is just a match made in heaven because I think Shannon Dawson really understands how to get the most out of his quarterbacks. And I think Carson Beck is going to fit really well into this Miami offense and really what Cam Ward was able to do a year ago as far as just the type of throws and the way they want to attack defenses, which is a big, explosive, downfield, vertical passing attack, showing off that strong arm. When Carson Beck is protected well, man, the dude's got a great delivery. He's accurate. He's tall and strong in the pocket. And we saw, too, that last year, a lot of drops, man. I mean, the most dropped quarterback, I feel like, in the country, right? Left almost 300-something yards on the field because of the amount of drops that they had.
No running game last year either for him.
So I don't know if that's going to be something that's not going to carry on here with this Miami football team because that's just the style that they play. So I'm really excited for this crew. They got a whole new receiving core, too. Right. Tony Johnson, C.J. Daniels, Joshua Trader. Looking forward to seeing that. Joshua Moore, too, the young freshman as well. Keelan Marion. So they got a really good balanced group across the board at the skill position. Elijah Lofton will bring a good aspect of the tight end position, too. Shannon Dawson's ability to mix it up and get Carson Beck, I think, in really successful positions consistently is going to be something that we're going to see.
Yeah, Daniels, Johnson, Marion, they only had 5 drops on 168 targets last season. So for Carson Beck, yes, you're under a whole different offense. This is new look guys. I mean, you got to remember that they're leaving Cam Ward. I mean, the only place that they can go from this point now is down because you go from such a generational player in Cam Ward and those wide receivers that had great chemistry to what they have now, where it's just like a lot of transfer players coming together. But Tony Johnson and C.J. Daniels combined for 90 receptions last year. One thing that Carson Beck dealt with a lot was pressure in his face. That Georgia offensive line was supposed to be really good, and they weren't good. But he does have a lot of experience on the offensive line with guys returning, so he should have more protection. That's something that I'm going to be looking at. But he's not going to be going against a defense that's going to let him get the ball off quite easy. This Notre Dame team is built on defense. Marcus Freeman is a defensive-minded head coach, so it's going to be interesting for me to see what that passing game is like, what that chemistry between Carson Beck and those new wide receivers is going to be like, and especially he's going to need support in the running game.
While Carson Beck may be making his 39th start in college, the same cannot be said for his opponent in C.J. Carr, making his first collegiate start. Was the 4th-ranked quarterback in the class of 2024, right behind guys like DJ Lagway, Julian Sayin, and Dylan Raiola. So this was a battle that went fairly deep into camp, at least from the intel that we were hearing. How does Marcus Freeman and Mike Denbrock kind of balance the I don't know. How do they balance kind of a young quarterback?
It's a really, I mean, I know what you're going to say here.
No, what am I going to say?
Well, yeah.
What am I going to say?
Run the ball.
It's just run the ball.
You know what? Scooby's right.
Just run the football.
Scooby does know what I was going to say. Yeah, I mean, you do have one of the better backfields, right, in all of college football. I mean, Jeremiah Love, when he is healthy, he's one of the most dynamic running backs in the position. I mean, we can see that he can hurdle over the Eiffel Tower if he has to, right, in the highlights that we're seeing right now. You know, with C.J. Carr, it's going to be a tall task for him with his first start going against this Miami defense that's got a lot of talent. Mohamed Toure, the transfer from Rutgers at middle linebacker, is going to be a really good addition to this Miami defense. Ruben Baye is one of the best pass rushers in all of college football, too. So C.J. Carr, just play clean football, play smart, allow the game, right? As a lot of great coaches have told me, let the game come to you. When the big plays present themselves, hey, then trust your instincts and let it go. But I do believe Marcus Freeman will be able to manage the football game to help his young quarterback because that's what we saw last year, right? Great job in special teams, right? always finding ways to kind of cheat a possession or to catch somebody off guard.
A lot of turnovers.
Yeah, exactly. And the turnover aspect of it. So they're going to be a little bit healthier across the front line, too, which is always good. Missing some pieces, but Drake Bone, as the leader of that defense, is back, and we expect him to continue to do what he does well. And
what Riley Leonard did really well was just manage, right? You have to be a game manager where, okay, we're going to lean on our running backs. And then when we get into those third and short situations, because what Notre Dame was so good at was staying on schedule. They were always going forward. Yes, it might be 2 yards, it might be 3 yards, but then all of a sudden you're in 3rd and 5, and you're automatically in 2-down territory. The best 3rd down play is 1st and 2nd down. That's just the truth of the matter in the game of football, where you just don't get in predictable down situations where when you're in 4th and 1, 4th and 2, and you have a backfield like Notre Dame, you feel really comfortable going for it. Jeremiah Love and Jadarian Price, they combined for 1,800 yards and 24 touchdowns last season. And then when you talk about the offensive line, Notre Dame returns 3 offensive linemen who started over 10 games last year. So now you got experience on that offensive line. You got 2 backs that are really experienced. And you look at CJ Carr and you just say, listen, brother, just stay on schedule. Don't mess it up.
That's right.
We just need you to keep things moving. We don't care if we have to punt it, because like you said, they're great at special teams. You're going to feel good about that defense, which led the country in turnovers last year. So for Notre Dame, just kind of stay true to what you already do. They just play really good fundamental football because they're coached so well, and I think that's what they lean on. And hopefully CJ Carr gains his confidence throughout the year, and it results in more production.
Finish this conversation with Miami and their head coach, Mario Cristobal, who kind of gets lumped into this group of coaches who, quote unquote, can't really win the big one, joining the likes of, James Franklin, Ryan Day, at least up until last year. So there's always been a strange loss with Miami. You go back to the Georgia Tech loss a couple years ago. Look no further than Syracuse last year, right? How much pressure is on Mario Cristobal to win now?
I'm kind of getting like a little tired of all these.
Is that a lazy question?
I mean, I'm not going to say that to you. I'm not going to say that to you. I really what it is just, I won't do you like that, Sam. The truth is that, hey, there's a lot of pressure on everybody to do well. I mean, it's just the facts, right? I mean, we're getting closer and closer to just, it's an NFL-like program. It really is, right? There's money on the line. There's big dollars being spent for the teams, for the coaches and all of that. Yeah, so of course, win now is always going to be the motto for them.
Miami has never won an ACC title.
Yeah, that's actually pretty wild.
They joined the conference in 2004.
Yeah.
So it's been 20 years.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, like that's an issue. If I'm a Miami fan, I'm looking at that and I'm saying, hold on, we are Miami. We
got a Kane head in the chat, and I'm sure he's not going to be happy to hear that. He said they got better at every position, though.
They did. They absolutely got better at every position. I would say, the great advantage they have is they have a young quarterback that's making his first start against them. That's a great advantage for them, right? Their schedule there, Notre Dame, Bethune, South Florida. We saw what South Florida did this week. That was really impressive. Florida is really talented. Florida State.
That's a tough back-to-back.
As we look at the schedule.
Florida State, a little toughy tough.
And then Louisville.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, the schedule got harder after today.
It did. It's got a
don't
different
sleep
look.
on Syracuse.
It's got a different look. It does.
Right?
It does. But Miami's definitely a very talented roster for sure. Let's see if they all mesh well together. And this is a great opportunity for them if you can start fast, right, and affect Mike Denbrock in this offense, because this is now going back to like what Denbrock wants to do offensively as far as just being a little bit more aggressive in the passing game. He adjusted to Riley Leonard. Now CJ Carr plays a little bit more of the style he wants to play. So now Faison and Greathouse, they got to come up really clutch and being more of those consistent every down receivers that are getting open. And I'm really curious to see how it plays out for them offensively.
It seems really mixed up in the chat. Shout out the YouTube chat. Just letting you know we are looking through it. And
what
Captain
are they saying?
Spartan, he's saying we sell Miami every year, but the product never works. And I hear you on that, because there's the college football fan in us that wants Miami to be back. We had Texas be back, and now we're waiting for Miami to be back, right? Yeah. We got a little bit of an inkling of it last year, but it just didn't turn into what we wanted, Sam.
Yeah.
But here we are again, wondering if Miami is back.
They've teased their fans for so many years now, getting off to hot starts and then just kind of slowly faltering down the stretch. But let's pick this game. Maddie, who do you got, Notre Dame versus Miami?
I am going to go with Miami. I think Carson Beck and Shannon Dawson and all, they're going to get off to a really good start, and I expect them to play well in this first game. So I'm going with Miami Hurricanes.
I'm taking Miami, too. I think Shannon Dawson is the best offensive coordinator in the ACC.
Ooh, okay, all right.
Well,
I was curious where you're going with that one.
I didn't go country.
Right.
I went ACC.
We should debate that.
They did
one
have the best offense in the country last year. Scoop,
Yeah.
who do you got?
Looks like I'm the only one.
That's right.
You gonna save the
right.
graphic?
Go with the
You gonna save
Fighting Irish.
All right.
I am not going to
good
go
for
against
them.
Marcus Freeman, that handsome man. Pause again.
Yeah.
It's good looking, man. It's okay. You can say that. No worries.
The
No
Fighting
worries.
Irish, they're going to win this football game because they are the team that have the culture, the winning culture, participated in the playoffs. We lost faith in them all last season. I beat them up, and then their fans came for me.
No one more than you. No one more than you.
It's the season's still young. Notre Dame got to do it again.
That's
do it
right.
Again.
That's
Prove
right.
it again. New season.
I think both of these teams will be playing for a playoff spot. So I really do believe that we're going to be talking about both these teams for the entire year.
To wrap up the week